Hey everyone, it's Tyler Strike at Universal Rackets, and today we are going over how to dink for beginners. Once again, this video is for beginners. If you have only picked up the pickleball paddle a couple of times, or if you never picked up the pickleball paddle before, then this video's for you. We're going to be going over step by step on how to hit a dink. Now, first of all, what is a dink? A dink is when you are at the kitchen, which is this line right here. You're behind the actual kitchen, and you are going to hit the ball into your opponent's kitchen. So if someone dinks the ball to me on that side, when they dink the ball, that means that they're going to hit it from that side into this side, okay? In order to hit a good dink, again, it has to bounce into the kitchen, okay? So it kind of looks like this, going into the opponent's kitchen. Now, how do we ensure that we have a dink, or how do we learn a dink? It's easy. All you have to do is step number one, make sure you are right behind the line. I'm going to face you guys first. So you want to be facing forward. You don't want to be sideways. Step two, you want to make sure that you put your paddle down, okay? So I'm facing forward, and then again, all I'm going to do is put my paddle down. Then step three is I'm going to extend upward. Now, we're going to go in depth with each step. So when I'm waiting for the dink, or when I'm getting ready, I want to make sure that my feet are a little bit wide, not too wide, but around hips width distance, and my paddle is in front of me, okay? Now, when I'm like this, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my paddle down. This is step two, right? Notice when my paddle is down, I'm going to take the paddle out of my hand. Look, you guys see my palm is facing forward. This is the first step that players go wrong trying to learn the dink. They go like this and they try to hit it. Take the paddle out of my hand. Is my palm forward? No. You need to make sure again that your palm is facing forward. Palm is always forward. You always want to try to hit a dink as a forehand, okay? In general, you never want to take a backhand dink unless you have to at a beginner level. So when I put my paddle down again, I want my palm facing forward. My palm is facing directly to you guys. So I'm going to do it here. Step one again, ready position. Feet are a little bit out. Now step two, palm is facing forward, okay? Ready position, palm is facing forward. Now, once you get your paddle down and your palm's facing forward, here is the next step. And now you're going to finish forward. Ready position, palm down, facing forward, finish forward. Guys, this is how you hit your dink. I'm going to face this way. Look, this is how I hit my dink. Notice when I hit my dink, you want to make sure that you extend through your arm and your shoulder. Once again, when you dink, you want to make sure that you extend through your arm and your shoulder. Where too many players go wrong is that they don't extend through their arm and their shoulder. They're flipping burgers at Shake Shack or at Five Guys, which I would love to have right now. It is so hot on the court. But again, a lot of players, what happens is that they just go like this with their wrist. I'm never flipping burgers. I'm going through my arm and my shoulder. Again, I'm not flipping burgers. I'm going through my arm and my shoulder. I am extending upward. Think of a beanbag toss. I love to use the beanbag toss analogy when we're learning pickleball, right? If you're tossing a beanbag, you're not just going to go like this. What's going to happen? It's going to go straight to you, right? I want to toss the beanbag, okay? So another great drill to do to learn the dink is just go step by step without your paddle. So put your paddle down, and all you're going to do is step one, face forward, step two, palm forward, paddle down, and then step three, extend through the arm and your shoulder. Again, face forward, palm down, facing forward, and now I'm extending through my arm and my shoulder. Now, when I extend through the arm and the shoulder, I'm lifting the ball up to watch when I'm done. Ready? I'm going to do it for you guys. Look where my paddle is facing. I want you to think that there is a laser. You see the laser coming out of the tip of the paddle? The laser is facing directly towards where I want to hit. And when you guys are starting out and trying to learn to dink, you always want to go forward. So, ready position, palm down, paddle down, face forward. Sorry, palm forward, paddle down, face forward. Notice, where is my laser facing? My laser is facing directly towards straight ahead. My opponent's straight ahead from me, right? So I want to make sure that I finish my shot. You don't want to stop here. You don't want to stop here. You want to go all the way forward to the point that if you were standing right across from me, I'd be pointing directly towards your neck or your head, depending on how high you are. You need to make sure that you follow through. You want to let the paddle work for you, don't work for the paddle. And leading into the next tip, why players have trouble learning how to dink, and you will too. If you're just picking up pickleball right now, you're going to think that you need to grip the paddle super tight, and your muscle memory is going to be trying to teach you how to do it, and you're going to be holding it so hard, and the ball's going to go up in the air. And what can't your opponent do? Your opponent can't hit a ball in the air while they're in the kitchen, but what can they do? When they're behind the kitchen, they can smash it down at you. So what's going to happen is you're going to go out, you're going to try to dink, you're going to be playing someone, and you're going to hold it super tight, you're going to pop the ball up, it's not going to be right, and your opponent's going to smash it down at you to the point that they might hit it in your eye, and you might get into a fight. No, I'm not a rapper, I'm only a pickleball coach, guys, but what happens? Moral of the story is do not grip the paddle tight. It's going to be hard, but you need to make sure that you hold that paddle loose. Too many players, they try to dink and they can't get the ball into the opposite kitchen that goes too long, and their opponents are smashing it down because they're behind the kitchen line. They can do that is because they grip this paddle so tight. I want you to pretend that you're holding your paddle straight out to me right now. Hold your paddle straight out to me. Let's see, if you have your paddle right now, take it out. If I came up to you right now and I went to take the paddle out of your hand, it should come right out. Once again, it should look like this. If this is me, this other hand, I'm taking the paddle out of your hand. It should come right out. And that is how loose you want to grip it. Now, a great drill that we do at Universal Rackets to ensure that players are holding their grips loose and not too tight with their paddles is two things. Number one, all you're going to do is you're going to hold your paddle with your two fingers, middle finger, index finger, and thumb, okay? You're going to hold the paddle with your middle finger, index finger, and thumb, and you're going to dink. Now, again, learn the motion first, but by dinking with only these couple fingers, it's going to force you to be loose. By dinking with only these couple fingers, it's going to force you to be loose. Now, some people don't like that drill, and that's perfectly fine. That's why we have another option available. What we're going to do is you are going to squeeze your dominant wrist with your non-dominant hand. So if I'm a right-handed player, right, I'm going to squeeze my right wrist with my left hand. I'm going to squeeze it, right, and I'm going to dink. Once again, I'm going to squeeze it, and I'm going to dink. So ready position, palm down, paddle forward, right, and I'm going to dink by squeezing my hand. A reason why this is such a good drill is because your mind is going to focus on squeezing your hand and not squeezing the paddle, and you're going to be so much looser. What's going to happen is, again, you're going to start off super tight. You use these drills that I gave you, and what's going to happen is it's going to win over your muscle memory. If you've played any racket sport before, or any non-racket sport before, or any other sport or anything, you think you want to hit it super hard, right? Weightlifting, you want to push forward. Baseball, you want to hit it as hard as you can. Dinking is delicate, it's gentle, it's a rhythm, it's loose, it's like yoga, right? You're flowing, it's not super hard, right? So what's going to happen is, though, you're going to start realizing the looser you get by doing these two drills, the better your dinks are going to be, and the less your opponent is going to smash them. So what's going to happen is it's going to win your muscle memory over. You're going to be, wow, look, if I can just hold the paddle loose, now my dinks are going in the kitchen every single time, and again, your opponent is not able to smash the ball at you. One more thing we're going to go over, okay? This is a great tip. For dinking, you need balance, guys. Notice when I dink. If I'm dinking right now, and I'm super excited, I'm going to be getting a ball shooter soon. We're going to be getting a ball shooter. We're going to be getting Selkirk balls as well. We're going to be getting a ball cart for our video. Super excited to share that with you guys. I wish someone was hitting with me right now, or if I had the ball shooter. So Michelle's not here today, so I'm going to have to do it without hitting with someone. But the thing is when you're dinking, you want to make sure, look, when I'm dinking, if I'm dinking with somebody, look, I am not moving my body whatsoever. If I have an out wide one, right, I'm always trying to hit a forehand. Look what I'm doing. I'm not moving. I dink, boom. I'm not turning to the side. I'm not moving around, right? You want to make sure you keep your body still at the kitchen. You're not moving too much. In addition to being still and not moving, you also want to be balanced. Now, in order... You also want to be balanced. Now, you also want to be balanced. Now, in order to be balanced and to ensure that we're balanced, I have a great tip for you. When you dink, watch what I'm going to do. I am going to make sure that my non-dominant hand is always up. A great way, 2 ways to think about your non-dominant hand to ensure that it's always up and involved to provide you balance. And then also, look, by using my non-dominant hand, if I can touch my paddle once I'm done dinking, it's going to ensure that A, I follow through, and B, I'm in the proper ready position. So by utilizing my non-dominant hand, once again, if I can utilize my non-dominant hand, it's going to ensure that I am in the proper ready position once I'm done my dink, and it's going to ensure that I did the full swing. Now for balance, a great way to think about it is pretend you have a ring on your finger, or if you do, Beyonce, if you like it, you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Right? What are you doing? You are showing your ring. By thinking that you need to keep your ring up in the air, like you're doing the Beyonce song, it's going to ensure that it's going to be there. You never want to be like this, dinking. You always want to make sure that you have your hand up in the air. You're showing your ring. Beyonce should have put a ring on it, so you can ensure that you are balanced. Another way that you can envision or visualize that your non-dominant hand is involved every single time is pretend that water is at your chest. I wish I was in a pool right now. It is so hot on these courts, but if water is at my chest, watch, I want to keep this hand above water at all times. So again, when I dink, watch, I want to keep this hand above water at all times. I can't be down, I can't be not here, because what? It would be in the water. So by keeping your hand above water or doing the Beyonce tip, it's going to ensure that your non-dominant hand is involved. It's going to make you balanced. Also, it's going to ensure that you're in proper ready position and you do your full follow through. Now, that is how you dink. Now we're going to go over one last thing, and that is accuracy. How do we aim on our dink? At first, you're going to be going straight ahead, but then you're going to get a feel for it. How do we get the ball cross court? How do we get the ball diagonal? That is super easy. If you want to learn how to aim with your dinking at a beginner level, all it's going to be is wherever you point your paddle to, the ball is going to go. Remember, previously in this video, I told you about the laser shining directly from the tip of your paddle. Watch, if I want to go directly to you, I'm going to point my laser directly to you. But if I want to go cross court, if I want to go over here or over there, watch. Here, here. Beyonce tip, right? Here, here. Wherever you point the tip of your paddle to, the ball is going to go. So if I'm dinking right now, learning my dink, I'm going to point my paddle diagonal, or I'm going to point my paddle cross court. A great drill to do to learn the aim once you're picking up pickleball, you learn the dink, now you're learning where to place it, is to say cross court, down the line, cross court, down the line. So you're going to be right here. You're going to dink with your partner or your ball shooter or 2 people and go cross court, down the line, cross court, down the line. By saying it out loud, it's going to allow your muscle memory and mind to register it, and it's going to be able to help you execute where you point the tip of your paddle to. Now, when you dink, one more thing, you want to make sure that you go a little bit low over the net. You don't want to go too high over the net. If it goes too high, your opponent's going to be able to hit down on the ball. Think, guys, these are wiffle balls, right? These balls are not going to hit the ground and bounce up super high. But if you hit a super high dink, it's about this high and it dives into the kitchen, it's going to bounce, and then your opponent's going to be able to hit down on it. The purpose of the dink and what you want to do is to hit the ball low over the kitchen. So what? Your opponent has to take a step in and hit the ball up. Remember, dinking is to neutralize your opponent. If you can keep the ball low and not super high and have your opponent have to hit have your opponent have to hit over the net instead of on top of the net, that is how you're going to eliminate smashes and win more pickleball points. Now, I hope you enjoyed the full lesson on how to hit a dink for beginners. We went over the 3-step technique. We went over different tips, balance tip, non-dominant hand. We went over aim, where to dink, everything in between. Make sure to check out Universal Rackets on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe, follow me, Pickleball with Tyler, follow my wife, Michelle, at the Pickle Yogi. Put the links in the description. And I have my beautiful Selkirk hat. I'm also using the Selkirk Halo Control 16mm XL. It is amazing paddle. Anything Selkirk that you want, if you use the link in the description, you will get a gift card with your purchase. And again, I am in love with this hat, and they have so much cool, and they have so many, and they have so much other cool gear. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comments below. Every Monday and Wednesday could be subject to change. Universal Rackets on meetup.com. We do free daily or bi-weekly Zoom lessons. Make sure to click the link in the description and join one of our live trainings. Have a good one, guys. Use these dinks, and I'll see you next time on court.